Welcome to this week's Post Status Happiness Hour Live. And my background is still blurred from when I was testing it earlier for you. I just noticed that you can't see my things in the background. But anyway, I am here today with, I think we go back a really long ways, Adam. I don't remember how long we've been friends, but it's been quite a while. And Adam Warner, who is the field marketer, I said it wrong, director of field marketing for, you said you want to put it in the chat. No, I got it. And then I forgot it. That's
Either
just how
way,
I roll. Like GoDaddy. It's good to see you, Adam. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Michelle. Always good to see you. Always a pleasure. And yes, I don't recall the first time we met or how many years ago, but I am confident it was many years ago.
As am I.
And then we've seen each other in the same circles for many different events and community engagement stuff. So nice to see you. Nice to be here.
Nice to see you. So my I don't think you know this story, but you were the first like WordPresser outside of like the local meetups, like the international WordPressers, if you will, who said, "Let me just give you my cell phone number, and we can, And I was like, I feel like I'm on the inside now because I have somebody's cell phone number.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I remember, I don't know if this is where we want to start, but I remember my very first WordCamp experience. And I'd found WordPress in 2005 and I started using it for little side projects and then eventually client stuff. But I went to my first WordCamp. It was either 2011 or 2012 in Phoenix. In Chandler, Arizona, not Phoenix, but was WordCamp Phoenix. And I remember walking into kind of the pre-event gathering and seeing a table full of people that I recognized from their avatars on WordPress.org and from the forums and all the conversations there, going, wow, I'm in it. And it was quite a...
It's a good feeling, right?
Yeah. I mean, I try not to, we're all people, right? We're all just doing our things. And I try not to be, kind of starstruck or anything like that. But they were people I admired and people I learned a ton.
It just feels good.
Learning. Yeah. So Absolutely. It was a good thing.
My other Adam Warner story is there was a weekend when WordCamp Portland was happening in two places, Portland, Maine and Portland, Oregon. And I was speaking at Portland, Oregon. I'm sorry, Portland, Maine. Even I've got it backwards there, Portland, Maine. And you were there. And I said, "Oh, hi, Adam. How are you doing?" He's like, and you said, "Good. I'm the first one up and then I got to leave." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, where are you going?" "To the other WordCamp Portland." Like you hit them both in the same weekend.
Yeah. And so I had started working for a brand in the space before GoDaddy. It was called SiteLock. And so I was doing a lot of speaking, a lot of visiting WordCamps. And I remember that weekend very well because I arrived in Portland, Maine, and I went to, now I can't remember the name of it, but a good burger place. Nosh, I think was the name of it.
Yeah. Oh, I was there for that. Yeah.
And I was first up to speak at 9 a.m. I spoke, and then I went directly to the airport, went to WordCamp Portland in Oregon for the next day. And then after that, I flew to New York for another event. So it was a whirlwind weekend, to say the least.
A lot of time on
I'm glad I'm not traveling like that anymore.
For sure. Well, now you're at GoDaddy. You've landed there, so to speak. No, I mean, to carry the plain puns a little bit further, you've landed there. And I get to see you still at lots of the major events that we have happening. So WordCamp Europe is coming up. I assume you're going to be there. Yes.
Yes, we'll have a much smaller team than normal at WordCamp Europe, but we're really excited. We're really looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be there.
Me too. I will. I'm looking forward to it as well. And you always have really cool swag too. So I don't want you to tell me what it is. I just want to be surprised when I get there. I've always loved everything. Even when your swag didn't arrive in Thailand, you still had really cool swag. So
yeah, that was really fun. We did WordCamp Asia in Thailand, and none of our stuff arrived, like you just said. And so we did have, thankfully, a couple of local GoDaddy staff on the ground. They knew exactly where to take us. They took us to the mall next door, and we bought 360 pieces of decorative soap, and they were shaped like pineapples and flowers and all kinds of stuff. And it went over really well. So buy local if you can. for
I
any of
also
your swimming needs.
remember hearing, it's not candy, don't eat it.
Yes, we found that out after a few people sniffed and took a little bite.
Yeah, for sure. So what's going on at GoDaddy? I know that you guys have been doing a lot of really cool things over there. I've had some experiences that I'll share when you start talking about some different things that were pretty cool, actually. But yeah, what's happening over there? What can you share with us?
Yeah, so I joined GoDaddy in 2018, late 2018, and since that time, there's been a lot of changes in the company, the culture, the CEOs, of course, and then in our product solutions. And most recently, in the last couple of years, there's been a really targeted focus on our WordPress hosting platform that is managed. It is incredibly fast and performant now. And GoDaddy All Up has been like really dove in really quickly with AI stuff, right? So All Up, GoDaddy Airo is GoDaddy's AI solution. It started by powering our website builder, which is called Websites Plus Marketing, and has found its way into domain search and various other products, including our WordPress hosting platform, and also our hub, which is our kind of our unified dashboard for managing clients and sites, and most specifically into the hub and helping web designers and developers do some product market research. And then there's some more stuff coming that'll be powered by Airo. So those two things in my world, which is the web designer, developer, and WordPress ecosystem, the site optimizer, which I can get into later what it actually does, as well as our GoDaddy agency program, which we announced a few months ago now, and have really been leaning into letting people know about it, getting people into the program. And I'm really happy to report that it's been well received so far.
Good.
So kind of those three things are our main focus: our hosting with our AI tools built in, and our agency program, and kind of all wrapped together.
I love it. I recently had the opportunity to play around with the Airo outside of the WordPress, right? It's just in the site builder, I should say. And I was really impressed with how quickly it worked and how accurate it was as well. Like, it was very easy to throw something together in there very quickly and have it look professional. I ended up at using WordPress eventually, but in the meantime, I was like, what does this do? Let me play around with this a little bit. And it was actually pretty cool. I mean, I'm still diehard WordPress. If anybody's worried,
yeah, of
don't
course.
worry.
Yeah. I understand completely. The right tool for the right job. And a lot of times you need some deeper customizations, which of course we all know WordPress can provide. But yes, that GoDaddy Airo powered website builder, or Websites Plus Marketing, is really quite impressive. It's a point and click builder, really good for DIYers, SMBs, to just spin up their business sites really quickly if they need bookings. And of course, GoDaddy payments can be an option as well. So if they need to accept payments with a point of sale system, or in person or online, it's a pretty nice product. And I don't think a lot of people in our space know about it too much. Although I did talk to an agency, it was about 2 months ago, I suppose, and what they offer their clients obviously is based on the client's needs, right? And sometimes clients just need something simple, a little 5-page website, maybe to book some appointments and those sorts of things. And the agency shared with me that they can spin up those sites really quickly and then get their clients on a maintenance program. So it's a very low entry for the agencies. It's fast to spin up. Clients are happy, and there you go. Everyone benefits.
I love it. Now, the one thing that's really intrigued me is I was being served ads for GoDaddy and various social platforms like Facebook and things like that. And I did a double take because your spokesperson right now is Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's brilliant, by the way. And I saw him, like, I've watched Righteous Gemstones and things like that. So I literally did like a double take, like, wait a minute, they've got like I remember Danica Patrick and the other people in the past, and like a truck full of monkeys building websites at one point in a halftime show or something. But Walton Goggins, I was like, okay, now I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I to say I was pleased to find out that Walton Goggins was going to help represent GoDaddy is an understatement. I love everything that he's ever done,
Yeah.
especially Righteous Gemstones, Baby Billy. And of course, what is the one? See, I love him so much I can't remember the name of the show where he is the ghoul.
Oh yeah, but I don't remember either. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. People can chime in,
Yeah.
but yeah, when I found out he was going to be representing GoDaddy, and it all culminated with the Super Bowl ad that
Yeah.
GoDaddy had this year, and it was the first Super Bowl ad that GoDaddy's had in I think 8 years. So it was a big project involving numerous teams within the company, and by all accounts, it's been successful. And Walton has been successful, from what I hear, with his Walton Goggins goggles, powered by that same GoDaddy Airo Websites Plus Marketing platform.
That's very cool.
So,
it's
yeah,
very cool. Yeah, he's just pretty awesome in all the stuff that he does. I saw him also on SNL. He really does clog. He knows how to clog, and he got his mom up there, and they were clogging on SNL together. And I was like, wow, this guy's really awesome. So, and then when I saw him with GoDaddy, I was like, okay, super impressed. I had to tell you.
Yeah, anytime I see him in an interview or anything like that, and of course White Lotus, the latest season, he just seems such a genuine guy. So again, I'm happy to work for a company that he decided to also do some work with.
Absolutely. Before we go any further, you do have a fan in the audience here. So Marcus says, it's been far too long since you got to hang out together, buddy.
That is so true, Marcus. And in fact, it may sound like fluff, but I was literally just thinking of you today, and I was about to shoot you a text, and then I got redirected for something else. So I hope to see you soon. We're only about 40 minutes away from each other. Marcus and I used to work together very closely for a long time, and there is not many people more genuine and better than Marcus. He's a great guy.
Absolutely, 100%. So tell us more about the agency program then.
Yeah, so the agency program is something that we've seen a lot of different companies in the space start to promote, right? So, or spin up. It's really not a new concept, right, for hosts to have some kind of a program for their pros, for their web designers and developers. We saw a lot of people promoting agency programs last year at WordCamp US and even before that in Asia. And we've had a few different versions of an agency program or a pro program through the years. And for one reason or another, initiatives, projects get either hurdles put in front of them or they get sidelined. That's not to say anybody was currently involved with those is just left out to dry, but it was clear that we needed to revamp what the agency program offered and what it is and what it does and who it's for. And without going into all the specific details, because I'm not the one that came up with this, I'm not the one leading this program. I am the one getting the word out that it exists. So I'll tweet out some links, or I'll zeet out some links to the agency program. Right now, there is an intake form. So it's I'll just hit the highlights. So when an agency signs up for the GoDaddy agency program, they get an account manager to help manage any questions or feedback, anything else that may be of concern or interest to the agency. They get discounts on product that they sell to their clients or utilize for their clients. And there's a bunch of other benefits, which again, I'll list out after the show. But there is an intake form right now. So it is in its beginning stages, or I would say phase 1 right now. There's an intake form, and there are two people on my larger team who are leading that program. One is Gaurav Nicole, who's been with GoDaddy for many years, and Joseph Palumbo, who is came from Media Temple, and before that, a lot of other tech companies. The two of them have come up with this program and are actively talking to individual agencies who sign up for interest. So I'll leave it to them for all the details, but we do have a phase 2 and a phase 3 planned, and it's been very popular so far. So we've kind of had to reprioritize some things to make sure that what we have planned on the roadmap is going to get done ASAP. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it. We've already got some great feedback from the agencies that first came on and how it's going for them. And at the end of the day, the agency program, along with our hub and other tools, our goal is to help agencies earn more revenue. And part of that, which is a kind of a key part of this that I shouldn't pass over, is that we will send agencies leads. So nice. At GoDaddy, as you can imagine, we're a large company. And again, there's a lot of DIYers and SMBs. We have our own internal agency called GoDaddy Web Design Services. But often, SMBs, DIYers may not be a perfect fit for the web design services. They may need some really complex solutions, or they may just want to work with a pro. And so part of being in the agency program is receiving leads direct from GoDaddy, which are pre-qualified. So it's a big benefit, because that's one of the hardest parts of running a freelance business or an agency is getting clients, right? So we aim to help with that, and we aim for it to be a mutually beneficial program.
Fantastic. I'm sure there's some application process and the form to fill out and all of that, and there may be qualifiers that are included in those kinds of things, but we'll leave that for other people to talk about. I mean,
there's a few qualifiers, but really right now it's an intake program or intake form that just says, hey, I'm interested. And then it's that one-to-one conversation where they really dig in, and the agency can decide whether or not it's right for them, and vice versa. Right. So
I love that. So you also mentioned an optimizer.
Yes, we again, this GoDaddy Airo, our AI, has made its way into different products and into the WordPress solutions that we have specifically. We talked a little bit about the site optimizer at the Web Agency Summit a few weeks ago, as well as the product market research in the hub. And I'm happy to show the optimizer here in just a moment, but I'll just briefly summarize. The site optimizer basically scans any page that you give it, and it will come up with suggestions for optimizing that page. And when I say optimizing that page, it means making sure that it has a meta title and a meta description, and one that isn't front page default WordPress. It will also look at all of the images on a page, and it will look for image descriptions. And if an image description does not exist, it will suggest one. It will suggest, of course, meta titles and descriptions as well. And the cool part about it is that when it makes a suggestion, you can either change it, accept it or not, or change it to your own. But you, with one click of a button, can say, yes, update this for me, and it'll use the WordPress API to update those details. Now, there's a lot more to do. It'll also give you SEO optimization recommendations, as well as content structure and hierarchies and all of that. And so some of that now is kind of education-based when it recognizes something, but much more of that will be the one-click do it for me in the future.
That's very cool. It's nice, especially like you said, for the DIYers and the SMBs to have, who maybe aren't ready to invest in having somebody else build their site, to have some tools that will help walk them through it, for sure. I love that.
Yeah, the way I like to think about it is I think back to when I was doing client sites
Mhm.
and the services that I offered. I did not offer SEO optimization because I
Right.
was not an SEO expert. However, for many years, it's kind of table stakes, right? You have to make
Mhm.
sure that kind of the basics are there and taken care of. And for me, for my own sites, that's what Site Optimizer allows me to do, to make sure, okay,
Nice.
I've got all the baseline SEO stuff covered, and
Mhm.
I'm also being educated at the same time.
I think that's great. I don't think anybody in the world, especially in our world, doesn't know the site for GoDaddy is GoDaddy.com, but it is on the screen if anybody needs to be reminded of how to find GoDaddy. So we always put that up there. We do another comment. James Lau says hello. Hello,
Hey,
Adam.
James, good to hear from you.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share with us, or we can always let you go to dinner a little early?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to share my screen. I can show you Site
Yeah, of
Optimizer
course.
and product
Yep.
market research. Let me just
I
see if
would
I
love
can.
it.
Let me see if I can get the share screen to work here
Yep.
with the right screen. There we go. All right, you should be seeing the hub
There you
main
go.
page.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Great.
Sweet.
Okay, so if you don't know what the hub is, it's powered by Managed WP, which joined GoDaddy in 2016. Managed WP still exists, but the tech behind the hub is the same as behind Managed WP. You've got your clients list, you've got your site lists, you've got overviews. This is kind of shows you kind of the status of everything. You've got client reports, you've got links to your GoDaddy account. This is a demo site. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you our clients list. So I have two clients here set up, Demo Station 1 and Demo Station 2. We use this at WordCamp Asia, that's why it's Demo Station. And then you can see the sites that are connected to each client. Right. So, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to pause for just a moment because my dog needs to get out of my office.
No worries.
Okay, I will be right back.
Okay, you got it. I don't know about the rest of you watching this, but I heard the dog. So. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
There you
sorry
are.
about that. All
It's
right.
okay.
Yeah, he sleeps on the couch behind me, and I had the door
Gotcha.
shut because make sure the kids weren't making noise. So here we go. So for this client, we have 7 sites connected to them. And this
Okay.
is the site list view. You can go into each individual site for the single site view, and then over on the left here, you'll notice Site Optimizer, along with
Mm-hmm.
all of the kind of the standard multi-site and client management stuff you would expect. So if you go to Site Optimizer, you basically add a page for it to look at. And in this case, again, it's a demo site. We're going to scan the front page of the site. And I should have loaded the site first, but I'll do that in a second. Okay, the first thing that you're presented with is your industry. So this site is about photography. I'm going to keep it there. I don't need to make any changes. And what are the goals of this homepage? Engagement, newsletter subscriptions, sales, signups, etc. I'll leave those all as default. And then you want to confirm the keywords that you want. So if this was a local site, you would want to put in the location and anything that's relevant to your client's business. And then you hit confirm, and now it's scanning the main page, and it's looking for those optimization opportunities that I mentioned, like again, meta title, meta description, image tags, those sorts of things. And what it returns here is, oh, look at that, a misspelled word. Okay. I've never seen that one before, so that's new to me.
You
So
may have
it basically,
misspelled A. I think it's because it said it was in Tempe, Arizona.
that could be. So it's got this list of opportunities here.
Mm-hmm.
GoDaddy was misspelled because it doesn't have the capital G and capital D.
Mm-hmm.
Airo because it doesn't have the capital A.
Mm-hmm.
Et cetera, right? So it'll show you your page status. So this is based on the keywords that you've put in there, and then the position in Google, the average position. So one of the things here that I want to show you is the meta title. You see it's the default WordPress meta title, home, and then the name of the site. And then it's suggested a different meta title. Okay, great. I like that. Or I can change it. But the cool part is I can just do this, and now the meta title is updated. It comes up with another description. You can ignore that because you've already done it. I'm sorry. I got turned around there. That was the meta description, not the title. So it automatically went down to the second opportunity.
Oh,
right?
because you finished the first one. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So again, I can have that update for me. And then it goes down to the images on the main page. So the current description is none. There's no image description. And as we all know, it's important for accessibility and also SEO to have an image description. That makes sense. It's suggested one based on the image itself, again, using GoDaddy Airo AI. It looks pretty legit. It's a black and white photo showing a wooden bench. Makes sense. And I'm going to have that update for me. Okay, so you get the idea, right? And it'll go through all your images. And then down here is what we call the manual optimization section. There's the headline hierarchy. It gives you a suggestion on what you should do when these are manual changes, of course, right now, because they're manual optimizations. Gives you some suggestions for content, accessibility, social sharing, Xcard, etc. So all in all, when you have a site, you're working with a client site, it's a really quick way to make sure that you have all your search engine optimization baselines covered, right?
Absolutely.
So that's the site optimizer. And you can do this for every page on your site. I think the site only has the main page. So I'm going to go back to clients here. I'm going to show you this other part. So when you go into client details, this is all the information I have for this client. And right here you have what I describe as a pared down version of a project list or a project task list, right? So these are all of the things that a web D&D would typically have to do when they're onboarding new clients or making proposals, etc. So there's the discovery process, there's the planning process, invoice, shopping, design and development, actually building the site, or they're migrating, sending invoices, and then ongoing management, which of course is where recurring revenue comes in. The part in here that is AI powered right now is this market research. So if you edit this, you can put in anything you want. Michelle has a site about this in this town, yada, yada, yada. And then it will generate this client market research. So it shows you demographics, it shows you market size, customer demographics, challenges, SEO, yada, yada, yada. All the things that a web D&D would typically have to go out and kind of manually gather these things or use other tools to find them. And not only is this beneficial when you go into your discovery call, after the first client contact, because you go in and the client is like, wow, you've really understood my industry. But for the web D&D, it also has a ton of information which will help you pitch yourself even better to this client, like understanding the opportunities for how you might build the site or what pages you might have on the site, that sort of stuff. So, so that's that. And then I can confidently say that Airo will be involved in many other, if not all, of these steps of getting a client and creating a site. So, yeah,
that's really wild.
just a quick.
Love it.
Yeah. It's been pretty useful for me.
Yeah.
Even as one that's really tinkering mostly with my own sites and my little side hustles that I can never seem to get off the ground. But, when they do launch, they'll be as good as they.
Absolutely. I love that. That's fantastic. Awesome. Is there anything else that is like coming down the road? Anything else you know of? Other events you're going to be attending? Other things that we can look forward to in the GoDaddy world?
Well, we'll be at WordCamp Europe as attendees this time, with a smaller team. We will continue to do as many events in the WordPress space as we can to learn from the community, and of course talk about what we have and get feedback to continually make things better. And we have a few other things coming down the road. Maybe I would say probably Q3, Q4.
Okay.
That we'll be walking
So
around
we'll have to have you.
flags.
We'll have to have you back then.
Yeah, or pay attention or follow the GoDaddy Pro handle on X.
I
That's
always
where
do.
our team currently is
Yeah.
right now. So
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today to bring us up to date on what's been going on in GoDaddy and in your world. I know it's hot there too, but hopefully you're sitting in some air conditioning. I've got my heat on and you've got your AC on because that's how the United States works, apparently.
the AC is set at 71 degrees.
Yeah, and my heat is set at 68 right now. Yeah, so it's been fantastic. I do want to point people to next week. Next week we have a conversation with Zach Hendershot about Marooney, which is a way to automate website edit requests. And so I'm very
Yeah, I've
much
been
looking
hearing a
forward
lot
to
about
that.
Zach recently, so
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
same. Yeah, so that's coming down next week. And James Lau says you've got some amazing stuff there. He's a client who stayed with GoDaddy. Their page builder license is ending soon, but Airo looks like a nice new option for them. So nice feedback, James.
Great. Yeah, good to hear it,
Fantastic.
James.
And is your dog named Moo?
It's Mo,
Mo.
M-O-E. So close, but
Okay.
we call him all kinds of names, including Moo. So yeah,
Apparently he's stealing the limelight with those little,
yeah. A lot of times in our team meetings, you can hear him snoring in the background.
I believe it. I believe it. I have a cat that lives. It's going to sound silly to say this. I have a cat that lives behind my monitor. Like that's where her bed is. She likes to. It's her little room
Sure.
back there. And so I'm surprised she hasn't walked across my keyboard during this because she's often makes appearances in
Sounds
many.
like a cozy spot.
It is. It's nice and warm back there, and nobody can reach her, which is exactly like she likes it. So,
Perfect.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for bringing us up to date on everything. Looking forward to seeing you over in Basel. It will be a wonderful trip, I'm sure. And then hopefully we'll see you at some other events this year as well. So thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
sounds
with
good,
us
Michelle.
today.
Always a pleasure, and thanks for having us on.
Likewise, thank you. And we'll see everybody next week with Zach.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.